Okay, and you are live.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'd like to call this virtual special emergency meeting of the Annapolis Board of Canvassers to order. This is an emergency meeting to consider time-sensitive matters related to the 2025 primary election canvass. And I'd like to just do the roll call now. Debbie Yatsick.
Here.
And Liam Mercer.
Here.
Here, and myself, Eileen Leahy. We are also being joined by Regina Watkins Eldridge, City Clerk, Teresa Buccalow, who is the Elections Administration Assistant, Ashley Leonard from the Office of Law, and also David Garris from the Anne Arundel County Board of Elections. We've had a busy yesterday and a busy this morning. The agenda item for today is concerning post-election audit results. I do want to mention a few things first. One is, this is a follow-up to the canvass that was conducted yesterday, but I want to acknowledge, the severity of the situation, of the error that was found, and an understanding that the Board of Canvassers, along with the Board of Supervisors of Elections, is addressing this issue directly, transparently, and striving for accuracy, and particularly to have the trust of the public. We will be working towards that. I'd like to give just a quick review of the situation that occurred yesterday because, as is human nature, there is lots of information out there, some true, some not true. Yesterday, prior to certifying the canvass, we reviewed the unofficial results from the in-person balloting that was conducted last week. And it was noted in Ward 6 that the candidates were flipped in terms of their results. So in the initial results, Mr. Kusumania was given 112 votes, and Ms. Conti was given 69 votes, when in actuality, Ms. Conti had the 112 votes, and Mr. Kusumani had the 69 votes. That was noted. Immediately, we began investigating. We pulled the machine tapes, compared them. We looked at the servers, compared them. We looked at the actual reports. This was done immediately after finding the situation. We were confident at that time that the certification that we were giving was correct. And we moved forward. We made the announcement to those in the public. We acknowledged the error at the time. It appeared to be a transcription error caused by human error, not a counting error, but a transcription error. And then it was also included in the press release to the public. So this all occurred yesterday. But today we want to make sure that the public is aware that we are moving forward with more review, and also for making some potential changes in the future to prevent this sort of error from occurring again. So a couple of other things just to mention was that no candidates have requested a recount at this point. It is the candidate's prerogative to have a recount. It's not something that the Board of Supervisors of Elections or canvassers can just automatically do. We can, though, ask for a post-election audit of the election, and that is under code, in the city code 4.32.030, which is statements of votes cast, and also 4.32040, which is the verification of voting machines. So moving forward, and to kind of bring my other members into the mix, we are looking at if the other members, if this Board of Canvassers agrees, we will begin a audit process tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the County Board of Elections up in Glen Burnie on Bay Meadow Drive. So that's where we are. I'd like to open it up to the other members in terms of their thoughts moving forward with the audit, and then we can talk a little bit about the specifics for what this audit will entail. Debbie or Liam?
I I agree with everything you just said in summarizing what happened yesterday. Um, and having it be a name flip and not a number issue. But yes, I think going forward, doing an audit is appropriate.
I'm not really sure what the audit entails, so can we talk about that? I don't
Sure.
really comment on it until I know what it entails.
Okay, a couple of things that have been suggested, and I'll probably ask for David in a moment. One of the things that the county has already done is to pull all of the tapes with the ballot numbers from each of the machines and reviewed that against the unofficial results report and also the official results report. That is something that this entity has not done yet, and I would propose that we do that. I also propose it's something that we do in the future. We can also audit the Ward 6 in-person ballots. Another option is to audit all of the in-person ballots for the 5 races, which would mean reviewing those ballots. I don't know, David, if you want to add a little more clarification.
Sure. So tomorrow, what we would like to do, let me begin by saying I fully support doing an audit of Ward 6. I think that's completely appropriate and warranted. Nothing is more important to us than making sure everything is absolutely correct. That's why we were auditing the results before we certified them and made them official yesterday. So if we can help restore public confidence in the operations and our accounting, we are very happy to do so. What we propose doing tomorrow is we have kept the ballots locked in their ballot lockbox from election night. It still has a numbered seal on it. We will take the closing report that the election judges filled out at the polling place, have the Annapolis board review that closing report, verify that the ballots that are the seal on that ballot drop box is correct and matches. Then we'll open it up, remove the paper ballots from that box, and then sort them by vote into either one of 4 different piles, and that would be for candidate 1, candidate 2, overvote, and blank. And we'll do this publicly, and then we'll do a hand count of the ballots after they're sorted, and then we'll have another person come behind and recount those ballots again. And then at the end, we have the totals tape, the signed totals tape from the election judge. We will verify that those counted ballots match that signed totals tape. We can do that for the election day ballots. We can also do that for the mail-in ballots. In fact, with the ballot quantity for Ward 6, we think that we can do that very easily. So we are more than happy to do that. In fact, we would like to do the entire ward. Just to demonstrate that it is correct. So that would be the audit process. Do you have
Comments?
questions?
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
The other potential is we could do Ward 6 and also request that all of the races be done. So that would be mayor 1, 3, 4, and 6.
No, I think it sounds like an appropriate action to do for Ward 6. I think it's really only necessary that we do the votes that from the in-person election that we believe are was a transcription error, and this will confirm that. But if we're all going to be there doing it in person anyway, and we might as well do the entire election. I mean, the entire Ward 6 election is what I
Debbie,
mean.
thoughts?
The mail ballots as well.
I'm sorry. Okay, so just do Ward 6, but do the entire, do all the ballots.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I think yesterday we did,
I think I'm freezing.
we were, um, yeah, I mean, I agree with doing the machine count over, just to make sure everything is full disclosure. Even though yesterday we did check the paper tapes, we did check the server, everything lined up, pointing towards just a human error of switching the names, not anything to do with the vote count, but in order to be fully transparent, the machine count, yes. I don't actually think that yesterday there was a problem with the paper count, but if we're there and I don't have a
Yeah,
problem.
I agree with you. I don't think we really need to do it.
Right. I'm inclined to do all of the races, to be very honest. Given the attention that this situation has been noticed, and then for full transparency, I know it's a lot of additional work. We could, I think, at a minimum, if nothing else, at least check the in-person ballots for those other races and not necessarily do the ballots, the additional ballots, since the error was found on the in-person. But I do think, since we have the opportunity to do it, and we are going to be there, to consider just doing it. We can put it to a vote, or if there's further discussion.
I mean, I guess I would be, I think the first thing that we talked about was confirming the ticket, the ticket tape matches the server for all of the other races as well.
I think we're all in agreement about that.
Okay.
And I think we're all in agreement that we would audit the in-person, or audit all the ballots for Ward 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think we're definitely in agreement about the
The
in-person
question then
ballots.
becomes, do we want to audit just the in-person or the other race?
I think Debbie, was I hearing you correct that you were in favor of just doing the in-person ballots, but you were open potentially to doing all of the Ward 6 ballots?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I feel similarly. I think we identify the problem.
Yeah.
And so I mean, there's a I guess what we're making a decision about how much we are also spending on the election without input from, I mean,
If I may.
Are you, go ahead, David, you want to?
So I just want to summarize so I make sure that I'm on the same page with you. So for the mayor's race and the other 3 alderman races, we will compare the totals tapes versus the election summary report we generate from our server. We'll verify all those match. And then for Ward 6, we'll physically recount the ballots and make sure that that physical recount matches the totals tape.
I think that's what we're discussing right now.
Okay.
I don't think we've, I don't think we're in complete agreement in terms of
Okay.
the board there.
As far as cost goes, the Anne Arundel County Board of Elections will float that cost.
Okay.
Okay. So just to review, just so I have this straight, the three of us are in agreement about visually matching the tapes from all the machines with the unofficial and official results.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We are in agreement about doing an audit of doing a physical count audit of the in-person ballots for Ward 6.
Yes.
Yes.
Was that just the in-person or all of the ballots?
I think that's what we're definitely in agreement on the in-person. I think we're
Yeah.
sitting here trying to, this was kind of, I know this conversation had been going on probably without Debbie and I involved. And so now this is kind of sprung on us to make a decision right here on the spot. I think my concern would be, I think we've identified the issue, and this step is addressing and confirming that that issue is the issue. And I think going beyond that is just frankly unnecessary and not related to the issue. But I mean, it doesn't necessarily, I guess it doesn't necessarily hurt. I'm trying to, Debbie, do you see downsides? I mean, is there,
Yeah, I'm trying to think from the candidate's perspective because, this is confusing. I mean, this is very important anyway, but we want them to feel due diligence in their results. I do believe we found the error and are working to correct that in the future. And that would, counting the in-person ballots would clarify that it wasn't a counting error, it was a name connection error. I don't have if we're there already doing that, if I can go. I think that's the key, is doing the in-person. If we need to do or want to do the mail-ins, that's okay too.
and Debbie, do you feel strongly that we should not do the other elections?
I don't think we need to do the other wards, the other elections.
Well,
But I mean, we can we can make sure the machine tapes are correct, but we haven't seen any errors in those to this point, but we can pull the server.
I think that's the question. We want to make sure there aren't any other errors anywhere else. And I think that's one of the things that's coming from people that are expressing concern and from the public. There was one error. Yes, you found it. Are there other errors that you haven't found yet?
Then
I
let's-
agree with David that I think if we're going to do Ward 6, that we should do the in-person and go ahead and do the entire ward per his recommendation. I do think we should at least audit the in-person ballots of the other races, which are two. In addition to 6, it would be 1, 3, 4, and then the mayor's race. Again, not just the perspective of the candidate, but the perspective of the public. And then, of course, moving into the general election, making sure that we've looked under every rock, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my feeling is if we're gonna expand beyond the in-person ballots for Ward 6, where the error was, where the human error was, then there's no, the next point you stop is doing all of it, everything, because there's no, then you're not checking on an issue, you're just doing an audit, and it would be unfair to audit one candidate's results and not another candidate's results. That's not fair. It's not fair to the voters if you audit the some of the in-person or just the in-person and not the mail-in, or just the mail-in and not the in-person. So if we're going to go beyond just where the issue was, which was the human error transcribing the results on the Ward 6 in-person votes, then it's my opinion it should be the entire election should be audited. And sorry, it took me a second to get to that. This was kind of sprung on us in the moment, but I think that's
Right. Well, things have been moving.
That's how we have to approach this. Either we're auditing everything, or we're auditing where the problem was. And Eileen, it sounds like you've had some public comment spoken to you directly about this. Is that generally? I mean, have you heard things that make you feel like it is incredibly important that the entire election is audited?
Concerns have been expressed at both the city level, the state level, and the county level about this. And so, again, I want to make sure that we're doing the best and the most that we can. So I don't see it's time and commitment on our part, and also on David Garris and his team. But I would rather be thorough, and I would rather people say, gee, they look like they did everything they could, than for people to say, well, they did Ward 6, but what about the other wards? To me, it's building that level of confidence and trust back, because we do have a general election moving forward. And I think it's important that we make sure that we've done what we can and we've been as open and transparent as we can. And I think we have up to this point. I mean, we've acknowledged it all along the way. A lot has happened just in, less than 24 hours. So that's my feeling. I'm hearing what you all are saying, and I understand it, but I'm kind of, let's go for it.
Debbie, what do you think?
I feel like what Liam said is accurate, addressing the issue. I also understand, what Eileen is saying regarding perception and the trust. I do believe everything else was by the book. I mean, we had observers there yesterday.
Yeah, so I guess my concern about doing everything is that I don't want to set a precedent that this is what we do, that we audit everything after an election, after we follow the procedures that we follow and have determined the outcome of the election. But I'm open to feeling like this is a unique circumstance, but I don't think that we should make this we do this after elections.
Well, maybe perhaps what we could do is do a full audit, an in-person, and the entire, Ward 6 ballots, do the complete thing there, and then consider doing just an audit of the in-person ballots for the other races. And if there's no discrepancies, we'll complete that. If we find any discrepancies at all, we will continue and look at the other ballots. Would that be
yeah, that's.
I guess I would just amend that to say, I think we should do that for just the in-person ballots of Ward 6, and if there's any discrepancies, then we do everything. I don't think the mail ballots from Ward 6 are relevant to be done.
I disagree.
Or we just do it, or we can, I mean, I'm fine with just doing everything. I just, if we add in the mail ballots from Ward 6, then suddenly I think we need to do everything. Because it's unrelated to the issue that happened, or the error that happened. So
Well,
to
and
me,
that's just going back to my thought was make sure
between-
that there aren't any other errors. I mean, answer that question if people say, well, could there have been other errors you didn't look for?
Yes, but if we do the mail ballots for Ward 6, then it's everybody's mail ballot. Like, why did we choose Ward 6 to do that for?
Because that's where the error was.
But the error was with the
I
in-person.
understand that, right? I understand that.
So I mean, to me, maybe we should just decide to do it all. If that's the way, if that's what we need to do, then we should just do it all.
Debbie?
I think we should just do the Ward 6 in person and check again, eyes on all the in person, make sure the tapes and the servers match up, and just focus on the in person.
And if we do find an error or some issue, then we do everything, then we audit everything.
I don't know. I agree with Liam's last statement, which is we just do it all. David, do you have any comments to make? I know it puts more work on your plate.
Oh, we're prepared to support the decision of the board. Just so I'm on the same page with you, when you speak of auditing all the results first, that's still taking the totals tapes versus the reports from the server? Or is that re-hand counting the ballots?
Is hand counting the ballots.
The in person and the mail in, or just the in person?
Well, if we do it all, it's in person and the others. Or are we just limited to the in person and only proceed if there's any discrepancies?
I just, all right. So to me, there's a line between where the issue was and doing everything. And we can't, to me, I wouldn't support anything where we're not either doing everything or doing where the issue is, because then we're parsing out who gets special treatment and who doesn't get special treatment, and whether the mail ballots get special treatment or the in-person get special treatment. So,
okay. Well, how about we break this down? So if we had a motion to say that we are visually going to match the ballot count tapes from all the machines with the unofficial and official results, I think we're in agreement on that. Can I have a motion for that, and we'll just vote on each component?
sure. Motion to visually confirm the ballot tapes match the the server election results.
Okay.
Second.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Audit the Ward 6 in-person ballots. So that's just
Yes.
the in-person ballots.
Right.
And that includes a physical count of the in-person ballots.
Yes.
I move that we physically count the election day in-person ballots for Ward 6.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Do we want to, the next option would be audit all of the ballots in Ward 6. Do I have a motion for that?
Crickets.
Nope. All right, so we will not be doing that. Will we be auditing the in-person ballots for all 5 races?
Okay. Before we vote on that, two questions. One, David, could you be prepared to do that if we find some issue in Ward 6 to be able to do it on the spot? Is that if you're prepared to do it, if you take the steps to prepare, is it, are we to the point where we should just do it?
We can make it contingent on finding an error in Ward 6. We can be prepared. We can have we'll have all the boxes and all the forms ready. And then if you guys decide you want to move forward, we can.
Right.
So the ball is in your court. We're ready to support whatever you decide.
However, not finding an error in one section doesn't mean there's not something in another section.
That seems to open it up that you're always going to have people wondering if it's right or not. And are we going to have to redo and question our
I don't know.
results?
I don't know that. I think we just need to decide what is the best way of moving forward with this current situation where the election process has been compromised and people are asking questions and people are concerned.
I think I don't think that's a fair statement. I don't think the election process has been compromised. I'm confident in the result we produced. I understand.
And that's probably I agree. I mean,
If you want to do all five, we can do all. If you want to do all five races in person, we can be prepared to do that.
No, I appreciate that, David. I think it's just a question of, I don't know. Debbie, do you feel strongly about this?
I mean, I feel that Ward 6 needs to be clarified because of a human error, but I feel confident in the other races.
and I do too. I mean, I'm confident.
Sorry,
Well, we can bring it to a
sounds
vote.
like this is hinging on me, and I'm feeling like I wish I had some time to think about this and the implications.
Well,
One of
actually,
the other options we could do is to just go
excuse
through
me,
and
David,
audit.
can Ashley had her hand up. I just want to grab her
I'm sorry.
first.
He can finish. It's fine.
Oh, okay. David, go ahead.
I was just going to suggest if you didn't want to do all four, we could increase the number we audit. I mean, we could just say we'll audit Ward 4 as well because that one was so close. I mean, that one was within 4 votes. And that is, if you did 2, that's 25% of all the wards. So that would give you, and if you didn't find any errors, that would give you more confidence that statistically there's less likely a chance that there was an error for anything else. So in terms of degree of like curiosity or concern, I would say the next most important one would be Ward 4.
No, I hear you on that, but if we're going to invest resources into an additional race, I don't want to, like, I don't think it's fair to pick and choose. Some candidates get special treatment and their race gets to be reviewed and others don't get to be reviewed.
Excuse me, Liam, I want to go back to Ashley because she had a comment.
Yeah.
Oh, we have received some public comments. I didn't know on this issue whether that would help make your decision or not. They're slowly coming in now, which we can share with the board, but it's just I don't know if it changes your mind. We have had 3 come in. One is from Congresswoman Elfreth. One is from Delegate Behler. I don't want to butcher the name. I should know. And then the other one is from Delegate Jones as well. And I don't.
What did they say?
I would like to hear them. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is this during this call or emailed to you separately?
They've just been sort of coming in since last night. I think there's slowly been sort of comments coming in. You might honestly get more after your meeting because we have, this meeting has an ability to turn in comments. I can read them to you, or would you prefer me to just email them to you so you can read them? They're a couple paragraphs each.
Are they saying the same thing or are they different?
They're all along sort of the same lines.
I'd say-
They're all, so Delegate Dana Jones, District 30A, says, I am writing today to encourage the Annapolis City Board of Elections to conduct a full audit of the 2025 Annapolis City primary election results to ensure transparency and maintain public trust in the electoral process. It's important to acknowledge a few facts. The certified canvass of ballots revealed human errors in the initial reporting of election night's in-person voting in Ward 6. Thankfully, these discrepancies were identified and corrected through the routine and thorough canvassing process. These checks and balances demonstrate that the system works as intended, with safeguards in place to ensure the final results accurately reflect the will of the voters. Additionally, the final results published September 23rd revealed a 4-vote difference in the Ward 4 race. In most jurisdictions, when a race is this close, it is routine to conduct an automatic audit of the results. I believe it is prudent to conduct an audit of the election results in light of the initial incorrect attribution of ballots and the standard procedure when results are within 1 percentage point. I am confident the audit will confirm the accuracy of the vote count, bolstering public trust. I appreciate the city's attention to this issue and our shared commitment to a transparent electoral process. Sincerely, Dana Jones. From Congresswoman Sarah Elfreth. I write with deep concern regarding the operation of the 2025 primary election and with great urgency to resolve these issues in advance of the 2025 general election. While I understand that this is the first time Annapolis has conducted a hybrid in-person and mail-in election, it is our collective responsibility to ensure that every election is conducted with the highest level of transparency, accountability, and integrity. Public trust must be regained in the electoral process, and the only way to regain that trust is to call for an audit and formal review committee to immediately meet, review, and deliver recommendations within the next week. We're already doing. At least 2 public and concerning errors occurred in the operation of the primary election. Bullet point 1, a design flaw caused envelopes containing mail-in ballots to be printed in such a way that the to and from addresses were unclear, resulting in significant returns to sender, confusion, and delays. It is imperative that this design flaw be fixed prior to the general election, and we understanding that a meeting with stakeholders and USPS is scheduled to take place soon. Bullet point number 2, an incorrect attribution of vote counts in Ward 6 was made public for a week between the unofficial results and the official canvass. The public deserves answers to how this misattribution occurred and steps that will be taken to ensure such a mistake will not be made in the future. This is not the time to point fingers as to where the mistakes or breakdowns in communication occurred. Time is of the essence, and in order to honestly review the process and immediately implement changes and safeguards for November's general election, you have the power to immediately call for an audit and collaborative formal review committee consisting of the Annapolis Board of Elections, Anne Arundel County Board of Elections, and State Board of Elections, and chaired by the State Board of Elections. And then the last one is from Dylan
Baylor.
Baylor. Thank you. Delegate District 30A. Thank you for your service to our state and our democratic process. I'm writing to express concern regarding the administration of the 2025 primary election and to urge swift and decisive action to address the issues that arose ahead of the upcoming general election. Public trust in our democratic processes is more important now than ever. I respectfully call upon the board to conduct an audit that examines the process, identifies points of failure, and recommends corrective measures. I am happy to support in the facilitation of these conversations across the levels of government that play a role in supporting these critical local elections. More specifically, there are 2 critical issues that must be addressed as soon as possible. Bullet point 1, ballot envelope design. The envelopes used for mail-in ballots were improperly formatted, making the to and from addresses difficult to distinguish. This design flaw resulted in ballots being returned to sender, voter confusion, and delays in ballot processing. Bullet point number 2, Vote count misattribution in Ward 6. An error in publicly reported vote totals for Ward 6 remained uncorrected for an entire week between the unofficial results and the official canvass. This lapse not only compromised the appearance of reliability, but also raised questions about procedural safeguards. Prompt, transparent, and collaborative corrective measures will be key to regaining that faith before Annapolitans head to polls again in November. Again, thank you for your service, and please do not hesitate to reach out if I or my office can assist you in any way in this endeavor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Um,
Oh, and then we had just had one more, I guess, that came in from Jared Littman. Do you want me to read that one as well?
Sure.
Okay, this one's
Yes.
shorter. Dear Board of Supervisors Elections, we welcome a full audit of the primary election. At the same time, we believe voters deserve clarity on why these safeguards that eventually caught the Ward 6 error could not have been applied on election night or the following day. Implementing those steps earlier would give the public confidence and ensure mistakes are corrected quickly. Finally, since election judges already know the results on election night, so should an additional step be added requiring them to review the city's press release numbers and confirm that the city reported results for their ward are accurate. We appreciate your time and thoughtful review of these critical election procedures. Jared Littman.
okay. All right. I think I'm ready to move to that we do an audit of every race, a hand counted audit of every race.
Okay, that's a motion?
Yes, motion
Of in person,
of all.
of
Mail.
mail and in person?
Yeah, I don't think that we can draw the line between the two.
I agree.
So you think that yesterday something wasn't right yesterday?
No,
Yeah,
I don't think so, but I think it's a measure that's important. It's a measure that's important to ensure voter confidence. And I recognize that some of this information about what happened and a mistake in manually inputting numbers next to names on a spreadsheet is a human error. And I recognize that it wasn't corrected for a week. And I recognize that creates a sense of panic, and it's really not fair to any of the candidates, particularly for a week of how they decide they want to proceed with campaigning or not campaigning. And so I'm very, very understanding of the stress and issues that causes for voters and candidates. And I think I understand the importance of ensuring that everyone feels like there's a transparent process, and can feel confident in the vote.
Right. I mean, to your point, Debbie, yes, I do feel that we did follow through. The fact that we found the error speaks to the checks and balances that occur and that we did find it. I think that moving forward, though, given the interest of the public, and the concern expressed, there's not really, the downside is time and effort, and even though we're all volunteers, we've been committed, and I don't think we're going to regret doing all of it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to move that we do a
Any
full
more
audit.
discussion?
No.
Say it again.
Go ahead, Liam.
Okay, I'll move that we have a full audit, a hand counted audit of the entire election, both in person and mail ballots.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I know this is, a difficult decision, and, I just want everybody to take a deep breath. But I also want to make sure that the public does not feel that there was nonchalance on the part of anybody, or that this was swept under the rug. And really do want to, let the public know that, this happened just a little over 24 hours ago. So we have been monitoring it. We are on it, and we'll move forward with doing the audit. David, is 10 o'clock tomorrow still a feasible?
Absolutely.
And is it feasible for Debbie and Liam to attend? I can attend.
Yeah, I can attend. I just have I have a call at 1, so I'm gonna have to step out at 1. If we're still going, and
Okay.
but
And okay.
we'll either pause or we'll keep going, and I'll step out at 1.
Yeah. And Debbie?
Yep.
Okay. And there's 3 of us. There's a quorum of 2. And we will get that information out to the public quickly. And it is open to the public. And, I just want to make sure that the public knows that not only is tomorrow's audit public, but that they can submit public comments to the city's website, particularly underneath the Board of Supervisors of Elections, and also to attend any of our meetings, which are the 3rd Thursday of each month. I think our next meeting then is October. Our next regular scheduled meeting is October, I think 16th at 7 o'clock. Whether it's in person or virtual, we'll still need to determine that. And anything else, Regina, do you have any comments? No? Ashley?
No, nothing further.
David?
No.
Okay. I'm, happy with how the process has worked so far. I think it's working. And I think that the city of Annapolis works well with Anne Arundel County. We've had a good partnership for the past almost 12 years. And I think we should be proud of what we've done and what we're planning to do. And we're always open for improvements and always open to hear from the public. So we're moving forward, and we'll be ready for the general election on November 4th. Anything
All right.
else?
I would just move to adjourn the meeting at 12:50. Also, before I do that, can I clarify? I thought we went out of being the Board of Canvassers, or are we now
We're
the
still
Board
in
of-
it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move to adjourn the Board of Canvassers meeting at 12:51 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right.